Andrea Sullivan here to tell you about the cool new thing the kids are doing called complex number operations. Well, you're probably wondering, what are complex numbers? Well, they're so complex that I have to read off this paper. Complex numbers are a combination of real and imaginary numbers expressed in the form of a plus bi, where a and b are the real numbers and I is the imaginary number. Let's give you a short tutorial and a taste of my new book called Complex Number Operations. When adding complex numbers, simply add the real parts and the imaginary parts. In this example, you have 3 plus 4i plus 6 minus 10i. You add the real numbers 3 plus 6 and the imaginary numbers 4i minus 10i. This comes out to a total of 9 minus 6i. When subtracting complex numbers, simply subtract the real parts and the imaginary parts. In this example, you have 3 plus 4i minus 6 minus 10i, giving you 3 minus 6 with the real numbers and 4 minus negative 10i with the complex numbers. We all know 2 negatives equals a positive. So 4i plus 10i gives you 14i, and 3 minus 6 gives you negative 3. So the answer is negative 3 plus 14i. When multiplying complex numbers, perform a multiplication similar to how we expand the parentheses in binomial products. Unlike binomial multiplication, FOIL, with complex numbers, we also consider the fact that I squared equals negative 1. In this example, we have 2 plus 3i times 1 minus 5i. You multiply 2 times 1 to get 2, then 2 times negative 5i to get negative 10i. Then you multiply 3i times 1 to get 3i, and 3i times negative 5i to get negative 15i squared, or negative 15 times negative 1. 2 minus 7 when you do negative 10i plus 3i, and then negative 15 times negative 1. This comes out to a total of 17 minus 7i. When dividing complex numbers, remember to multiply both sides by the conjugate of the denominator. A conjugate is a number with the same real part and the opposite imaginary part. In this example, you have 20 minus 4i over 3 plus 2i. You multiply both sides by the conjugate of the denominator. So you multiply 20 minus 4i by 3 minus 2i, and 3 plus 2i by 3 minus 2i. 20 times 3 is 60. 20 times negative 2i is negative 40i. Negative 4i times 3 is negative 12i, and negative 4i times negative 2i is plus 8i squared, or 8 times negative 1. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 2i times 3 is 6i, and 2i times negative 2i is negative 4i squared, or negative 4 times negative 1. This comes out to a total of 52 minus 52i over 13. You split that up into a real number and an imaginary number. 52 divided by 13 equals 4. Same with the imaginary number, and you come out to a total of 4 minus 4i. You can buy Complex Number Operations by me, Andrea Sullivan. Now, let's have a little fun dance. Imaginary numbers. I can whip it real good. And I can do the dib-dab.